Hello YouTube, welcome and thank you for watching my video. My name is Jarrell Aiden Mercurio and today we're going to be discussing our sad state of affairs that we're in and our piss poor situation and probably what we should do about it and what we should not do about it. Well, we look throughout history and the Babylonian beast empires shifted from Babylon to Media Persia to Greece, to Imperial, to Papal Rome, etc. We're caught in it, and there ain't shit we can do about it like that. Just like in ancient Israel, we had the Roman Empire over us, and the Savior didn't fight or buck the system now, did he? No, he went to change the people. Because as long as we're a bunch of douchebags and deserve it, then it ain't going to get us nowhere fighting the system that God placed over us to punish us. Basically, what we're under is called a wooden yoke, where we have to pay tribute, and we're under this system and these people. We try to buck the system, fight it too hard in the wrong way without cleaning our acts up first, and yeah, we can throw off the wooden yoke, but then he'll slap an iron yoke on us, where we'll be enslaved, murdered, decimated. I mean, just wiped out. I mean, it's just a worse off thing. So try not to make things worse for yourselves and the rest of us. Now, we know that Israel, our father, had a twin brother named Esau that married into the Canaanites. That's why the nation of Edom, his children, looks damn near identical to us. And a lot of times it's hard to tell a white guy apart from an Israeli. Well, the thing is, the kingdom was given to Esau for a time so that in the end, before the throne, he couldn't bitch to God that if he had been given the kingdom, he would produce fruit. Well, he was given the kingdom and given time, and all he produced was a bunch of rotten fucking figs. Nasty ass shit. So at least we know that everything's for a reason. Now, as long as we're under these people or whatever, you know what? The system is signed up so that it has to be contractual, and we have to give consent. So, you know, our parents sold us at birth, and we've reaffirmed it all the way down the line. So, you know what? You want to be a fucking Israeli slave? Then be a good one and obey your masters. But for the rest of us, real patriots, don't tolerate that shit. We can't rest as long as one contract adheres us to this beast system, to the Israelis, and basically making us property of the devil himself. It's like a lot of the people, they just don't give a damn. They want to be blind. They like their prison, like that guy in the Matrix. He's like, I know this steak ain't real, but you know what? Make me forget and put me back in the Matrix. Well, you know what? Those are just a bunch of fucking cowards, and they deserve no respect. And on the other hand, you got all the people that are nuts that just want to stand up and bear arms and just start shooting and asking questions later. Well, that's the kind of shit that's going to get the iron yoke slapped on us and have our numbers decimated even more. Give them a reason, excuse to make more laws, to take more rights, to do more to us, fuck us over even harder. So you know what? Definitely don't try to slap the grease in your own ass, but don't try to fuck over anybody else in the process. Basically, maintain your honor and your dignity. You know, whatever try to do to trick you into contracting into with them, never give consent. Only consent under protest and duress, because everything and anything you say can and will be used to fuck you over. So only do it in a way where they can't. You know, make it so that they can't get nothing out of you. Always be businesslike, make slow motions, maintain no emotion as possible. Don't give them a reason. Don't give them an excuse. Make it so that when they fuck up, it's just blatantly obvious. You know? And admitting that you are under their in their federal territory zip codes, that you are your straw man, which is a legal fiction, but anything along those lines, basically you're just admitting that you are, since they created that stuff, that you're underneath them, and you're like, yeah, I'm your bitch, just do to me whatever you want, but please be gentle. I don't think so. If you're a real American, then you are a sovereign. There's only three people, basic categories of people. Either you are citizens, slaves, freemen, or sovereigns. Real Americans can be sovereigns because that's what we were born for. We were to be born to be a nation of kings and priests. That's what set America apart from every other nation in all history. The people were the kings. And that's the way it should be. But, the way the system is set up, it does make sense in a way, and it is kind of good because douchebags, only ones with high honor and integrity even stand a chance of getting out of this system. One of the tactics that the Israelis use against us that's very very powerful that we should use is own nothing, control everything. Ownership brings liability. But being the authorized user is a whole nother story, and having priority in that control is something to do, Now, since we pay our taxes, a part of that goes to the state, a part of that goes to the federal government, part of that goes onto the national debt. We are therefore acknowledging that we owe the national debt, so we're automatically slaves in that regard. Dispel that notion. That's their problem, not ours. Whoever you were indebted to, you were the slave of. Well, get rid of that shit. Like when you're playing poker, a lot of times, when people say, well, shit, this is too rich for my blood, I can't go on. They're just like, well, shit, you got your keys or your pink slip to your car. That represents wealth. Well, the same thing with the title to our bodies and our property, that represents wealth. And our certificates are basically used as collateral. We are used as collateral on the national debt. And they take that and they make millions off of it, trading it around the world. Well, you know what? You make money off of me, I deserve a part of that, at least a big chunk out of it. So if you say that I owe you something, well, you know what? Cool. Just take it out of what you owe me first. Get control over all your assets. When you register something, you're transferring ownership over to something else, like the government. When you register your cars or your children, you're giving them as property away to your children, your children to the government. So many people want to go into the system and change it or vote this way or that way. Well, the only way to win in a game is not to play. By voting any which way, you just give consent to the bullshit and you're part of the problem. It'd be harder for them to keep this shit up if nobody played. And we didn't go back, we didn't stay in Egypt and try to change shit. No, we left it and watched it burn. Yeshua says to come out of her, my people. Well, the only way to come out of a global system that's worldwide is on paper. By regaining our sovereignty, banding together, and by doing things that we can do, we can change things and survive better. But as long as we're under the system and we're their slaves, we're basically fucked. Atrix, he ended up getting out of the system, gained his power, but then gained a lot more power by joining with the other sovereigns in Zion, and then re-entering it and became like a Superman. Well, basically, that's what we can do. Now, a lot of us use Facebook on here, and Hangouts is a good way to do call-like conferencing. So I encourage you to meet me there. Another great venue that I've been exploring, especially once I get my laptop up and running again or get one that does work, is Mysturu. Mysturu. It's a 3D virtual game. No enemies or nothing, just a bunch of puzzles. You can meet people in there, whatever, or gather together and form your, in your own little pocket world and use that as a 3D social media. You can text other players or other people that you know, or use the microphone and talk to them. I encourage everybody to try and use this. At least try it, whatever. And in the meantime, I believe it's vital that we gather together people that have significant talents, such as programmers, hackers, designers, anything that we can use to get the codes off of games like this or whatever and put them together to form our own virtual sovereign Caucasian nation. And now, this is my plan. If you know anybody, whatever, hit me up, whatever, basically introduce us, let us know what's going on with them or whatnot, because my plan is to make such a sweet-ass virtual reality like Myst, where we can download all of our videos, articles, books, clips, whatever on there and have it for everybody from young to old, where our children can go and be homeschooled in a virtual classroom by our own kind. And we can learn, get legal advice and everything. I mean, get it to the point where if one of us is taken in, then the whole courtroom and the streets are flooded with people, and then they realize, you know what, this isn't, we got bigger fish to fry, and these just aren't our guys. Be the enemy they want to let go. Always be courteous, always be hospitable, but you know what, never back up, never draw another line in the sand and back up. Stand your ground and exert your rights, but you don't need to be an ass about it to do it either. You have to understand it from their point of view. You know, if they don't do what they have to do, then they're risking incurring another war of 1812, Great Depression, World War, or worse. So we have to be the leaks in the plumbing, you know, the drips that get out, you know, and keep it kind of to ourselves, because, you know, this is for us, not nobody else. Well, I hope you understand what's going on, the situation, and our parts to play, and that you can help in the situation, because I'm only one man and I can only do so much by myself, and with strength, there's strength in numbers. So I hope you understand, you had a little bit of fun, you learned something in my video today, and feel free to like, leave comments, suggestions for further topics of shows, post your favorite video, or maybe even this one, especially on your Facebook wall, on people's that you know of's walls. You know, try to spread the information out here as much as you can, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot. You have a good day.